Okay, the moment of truth. See if this thing still works. Can I tip this down? A little bit. Yeah, that'll do. Alright. Power supply's in. Everything is connected. When I apply power, I don't know if the system will power on directly. If not, I'll press the power button. Smoke test! It's dead. Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. Great. That didn't sound normal. It never just revved up like that. So now we go through the process. Before I do that, yeah, it's certainly not happy. I don't know why. Okay, I've been farting around with this for a while, and I realized that I made a crucial mistake, and that was to not test the system before I messed with it. Not that that's really a problem, because this was removed from service fully functional. The OS was another story, but that's just on the hard drive and that. The other problem is this machine has been turned on since, what did we say, 2010, 2009, 8, one of those, until the very end of 2024. It has been off for 33 days. It probably doesn't like that kind. The parts I didn't know about the thermal paste, I went and I was smart about it. See, what I did is now, you know, where I should actually know this stuff, but nobody ever bothered to teach me, I went online and I watched a couple of YouTube videos, so I'm an absolute expert on it now. One video, the guy put just the tiniest amount, which is the right way, definitely, and then he had a plastic spreader thing, and he spread out the thermal paste so paper fucking thin, and he said this is the way it's done, the best way, the only way. Then I watched another video, and he said, oh, you put it on pretty much any fucking way you want. You could do a little dollop in the middle, you could put an X, you could do a smiley face if you want. It really doesn't matter, because here's what happens. And then he put a plastic thing down so you could see it spread out, which is exactly correct. So neither video is correct, because they had both completely opposite views of what to do and how it's done. So here is the right way. The right way is locked in the machine right now. And the way you saw me do it before is the way that it's supposed to be done. Because after that, we end up with kind of a gloppy-ish looking surface. And that is also what we have on the chip. Nothing is oozed out really any more than I missed with my finger there. Could I have used slightly less? Absolutely. The gloppiness is it pulling apart as you remove it from there, but there's no thermal paste like in the socket or anything like that. I have gone ahead and done fucking everything that I can with this. I disconnected the optical drives. That did nothing. The hard drive is disconnected, so that means nothing. Took RAM out, swapped RAM around. They're Kingston 1 gig chips each, and there's 4 of them. Tried a different power supply. Took the video card out because this actually does have onboard video. Reseated the processor X amount of times already. We'll do it again just to see it. Okay, we take that out, and then we can flip that guy up, and we can remove the actual chip. Everything is absolutely perfect. We'll put it back in. It's seated. All the marks line up. The notches are correct. It clips in. You can even not do it a second time, and it just won't. I also found something out. This processor is running because it gets hot with nothing coming up on the screen. And it gets hot real quick. In the previous video, where I looked at the machine at Club J, I got cut, but then I actually got burned on it somewhere there. It was such a quick thing, but I actually did get injured on this one as well. So that's kind of fun. So again, the gloppiness I'm not worried about because the thing isn't working. We just reseated it for the umpteenth time over here. We're not going to worry about those green retention clip thing, bobber, schnobber type kind of sort of deal. Clipped in tight. You could lift the machine up with this if you wanted to. There is no reason that is not transferring heat properly. So that's definitely on there. Something else that Dell did, they didn't know what to do because this chip runs very hot. Okay, so what they did on this machine is this fan in the back, which normally exhausts the hot air out through the green plenum, it kind of goes up and out. Nope, this one blows the heat into the system. Blows cool air into the system, rather. So the fan actually blows over the processor that way, which is totally ass backwards from anything else that you've ever seen in any other case. And we're going to try it one more time here, but it's not going to go. And I think the reason why is because these capacitors have finally spoiled after it being off for 33 days, after it being on for 15, 11 years. So it doesn't work anymore is kind of what I'm telling you. It's broken. Power. Fan revs right up, and that's not correct. It's not supposed to do that. And we're getting no video display. We're getting no beep codes. We're getting no nothing. This machine does not have the little diagnostic lights on the back. They got rid of that in this one. Like I said, they were trying different shit, and that was one that they didn't put in. The power light is amber. That's supposed to mean something. I don't know what that is. Right now, the cooler is fairly cool. This fan does move a tremendous amount of air. It also doesn't blow directly on it, and we have copper at the bottom, but I can already feel the heat. So this processor is running, or attempting to run, but something else in the communication to the RAM or anything else is failing, likely due to these capacitors that otherwise were working as long as they had power and finally shit the bed. So that's the official diagnosis on it. Yes, I should have tested it first before we got started. So that was my screw up. I just figured, oh, you know, it's worked for so long, why would it fail now? Well, made a fool out of me on that. But we do know that we have blown caps, and I've always known this machine to be persnickety in cases. So I don't think that this is actually going to get revived in any way, shape, or form. Not to mention, I don't have another socket 775 chip, and I might have a system that could possibly take this chip, but I'm not sure. But really, it doesn't matter much as long as it has a PCI graphics card, and I don't know if they made any of these style cases with PCI Express graphics cards slots. Okay. I don't know if they made any of these style cases with boards that still had AGP. I think so. I'm not positive on that. So it could be a crapshoot. There's another system upstairs that I think will work. But like I said, if push comes to shove, I have another option for the machine at Club J. It wasn't what I was looking for. This was what I was looking for. But it doesn't appear that this is going to be it. If nothing else, I can pull the RAM out of here. We'll pull that 500 gig hard drive. I have the laptop one that's there, so I can pull that and keep that. The power supply is good. Keep the fan, keep the processor, because I don't expect that to actually be bad. And, you know, we'll just part it out, get everything out of the system completely that we can, and it just becomes e-waste. The one last thing that we're going to try here is I'm going to leave the machine in this state for, oh, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and we'll come back, power it off and back on, and just see if maybe it's heating up. Maybe will allow it to function again. I really don't think so, but that's kind of where we're left. I was trying to run this before without the heatsink, and it actually overheated and the power light would flash. So it doesn't like that kind. And in all the years, all the time, this never actually did overheat. It got to the point where it was dropping processor cycles and running like a total bag of shit, but it never did fully overheat. It throttled itself back enough that it never overheated and shut down. So even though the machine has always had some little quirky bits about it, it actually was rock solid stable when running. And I would leave this thing for 45, 60 days without a reboot, easily. I don't know how it lasted as long as it did. The other chips are starting to warm up. It's not going to do any good, but, you know, it's the last ditch effort. Nothing more we can do. I had a feeling it was going to end this way, but what are you going to do? Before I said that this was owned by Mrs. Good, and when this machine was given to me, I had a Pentium 4 running at 2.8 gigahertz. This was 3.4, so it was a little bit of an upgrade, and I called that upgrade Good Enough, G-O-O-D-E-E-N-O-U-G-H, Good Enough, and it ran, and it was good enough for all those years. Very, very impressive runtime on this system. We'll leave it cook for a bit. Nothing's going to happen, but we'll come back and close it out. Okay, this has been running for about 15 minutes. Let us see. It's certainly warm-ish. I don't have high hopes. We'll power it off. It powers off. Everything else is good. Power it on, and I'm sure the fan's just going to race out of control. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that is pretty much going to do it. This machine is officially now not good. Yeah, you knew that was coming, right? Hey, listen, it is what it is. I didn't really have high hopes for this thing to come back to life. I thought it might, but I guess not. It's really just, it was run into the ground, is what it was. I don't know how much longer it would have lived if it were stayed powered up. But that is really going to do it for this. Now, again, I don't know if I have another system that takes this kind of processor, and or one that has a PCI Express graphics slot. We'll revisit that, because I got another machine I want to take a look at that is of the same case, but I think, thinking back, they did have AGP slots, and that thing is almost definitely older than this, so probably it has AGP. But again, I still have an option. It's not a great option, but it's the machine is available. So we'll look into this a little further at another time, but that's going to do it for now. You know, I mean, I had one other Dell system where the board just completely failed. I was surprised the old Club J system came back as it did, but that other one, it was just dead. There was nothing, no matter what kind of RAM or video card or anything, it fucking died. And I think that's kind of where we're at here, so that's going to do it. I'll pack this up for now, and we'll maybe revisit it in the future. I don't know just yet, but that's going to do it for right now. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. And remember, I can't test this further because I don't have another Socket 775 chip, and I know the RAM was good because that was all working. I know the video card was good. The only hope of this is to replace the main board. So it turns out XJoe81X has the same model system, but he actually still uses that. His wasn't run into the ground like mine was, so maybe that's why it's lasting, and he bought that brand new back in the day. But I don't know, we'll go through what I have and see. Maybe it's time for a replacement for him as well, and whatever, that's going to do it. I know on his, he's got blown caps all over the board as well. He ordered his with a sound card, even though it has onboard audio. He just, oh, it's more Italian. I don't know. But he ordered it with that, and even that sound card had blown caps on it back in the day when I loaded Windows 7 on it, because these things came with XP. So it had blown caps even on the frickin' sound card, so we just removed that entirely. So yeah, this is kind of what you end up with in the true sense of capacitor plague. That's going to do it once again. Like, subscribe, all that great stuff. Ring the bell for Arby's, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.